UPIKE viewers. Welcome to the May edition of Bear TV News. I'm Travis Stamper.
And I'm Chase Huffman. We're here to wrap up this semester with the final episode of Bear TV News for spring 2018.
In today's show, we will be featuring stories on Hillbilly Days, Jenny Wiley's recent play, Com Week, teacher pension reform, and much more.
In our top story, the UPIKE Film and Media Arts Program recently held its 4th annual film festival here on campus. There were many filmmakers from all over the U.S. there, and our reporter Megan Stepp was there to cover it.
For the 4th year in a row, UPIKE held its annual film festival. The FMA Fest took place in Booth Auditorium from Thursday, April 26th to Saturday, April 28th. Filmmakers from all over the world submitted their work in the hopes that the FMA Fest would showcase their films. In total, over 150 people submitted to the FMA Fest, while only about 50 films were shown. Of the films that were shown, only 10 won an award. Best of Show went to Stay Woke by Langston Williams, who traveled all the way from Louisiana.
I've done a number of film festivals so far with this film, and every festival I see some great talents, and like great talented people, actors, directors, and I would be very upset if any of these people stopped. And it's amazing to see what is coming up in the industry now and who's coming up in the industry now, and just to be able to put on your work for people who are interested in film, who want to see short films and all that sort of stuff, it's always refreshing.
Each year, the film festival brings in new filmmakers and audiences, and it also gives students a chance to be included.
No way I can stop collecting, because how can you stop science? You can't. You have to add one more piece of evidence. You got another little piece of evidence over here that fits into the big puzzle. And maybe I won't live long enough to put this puzzle together, but at least I will have the data there that someone else can pick up on. Maybe some child psychologist later on will look at this data as, okay, I see what's going on here.
Thanks, Megan. We're blessed to host so many talented filmmakers here on campus. If you're interested in learning more about the film and submitting next year, go to fmafest.org.
If you were anywhere near downtown Pikeville between April 19th and the 21st, you likely saw the annual Hillbilly Days celebration. Our reporter Cassidy Tackett took a look at what the festival was like down here in downtown Pikeville.
For most people, April means spring, and they're right. What people in Pikeville, Kentucky would add on to that would be the annual Hillbilly Days Festival. This marked the 42nd year of the annual festival, which brought numerous foods, games, and vendors from across the country. Over 100,000 people came into Pikeville for the event, and we got the chance to talk to Junior Austin Helms about the 3-day event.
It gets the whole community together. It brings out people from actually all around Kentucky come around. It's like you get everybody from different cultures, and like even from UPIKE, got the whole experience of what it's like to be in Eastern Kentucky.
Mark your calendars for next year's Hillbilly Days Festival, which will be held April 11th through the 13th. Students, be sure to invite your friends, suite mates, and family members to experience this one-of-a-kind festival. Reporting for Bear TV News, I'm Cassidy Tackett.
Next year's Hillbilly Days will take place from April 11th to the 13th.
Finals are rapidly approaching, and that means it's time for our annual UPIKE tradition, Midnight Breakfast. On Tuesday, May 8th, the University of Pikeville will be providing a midnight breakfast, which is free to all students. The event is hosted and made possible by campus faculty serving breakfast foods such as biscuits and gravy, pancakes, hash browns, eggs, and bacon. The event will begin in the school cafeteria at 9 p.m. and will last until 12 a.m. We hope to see you all there.
The UPIKE Theater Department recently held a production of the musical Little Women. The production ran from March 23rd to April 7th. Based on Louisa May Alcott's life, Little Women follows the adventures of sisters Jo, Meg, Beth, and Amy March. Assistant Professor of Theater Kim Willard was overwhelmed by the positive reactions the show received from the community and spoke to us about her appreciation for her students.
The UPIKE Theater kids are extraordinary. I mean, we started here 4 years ago with nothing, like there wasn't a program, and in the space of very little time, they've created something that's viable and vibrant. They've done all different kinds of work. They've done edgy shows, they've done traditional shows, they've done family-friendly shows, they've done musicals, they've gone to Scotland, they're going to New York this summer. I really don't think there's anything they can't do.
The Communication Department held its semi-annual Con Week, which spanned from April 9th to April 12th and consisted of many different activities showcasing the field of communication. The events consisted of Find Your Voice, where the speech team showcased some of their pieces, A Voice for Others, where students watched the movie Coco, which features a Mexican culture and style, allowing some students to view a different and new culture from their own, a lip sync battle, and ended with students setting up booth and giving out information pertaining to the field of communication.
The third annual lip sync battle went down on Thursday, April 11th in Chrisman Auditorium. The event turnout was excellent, and many students got involved and sang many different genres of music. We interviewed one member of the winning group, Nick Collum, who told us what events like this do for the campus.
It's good for a smaller campus like this, especially to get out and socialize with one another. You know, you really want to be in tune with those that you're around most of the time, and those that you're in classes. So it's especially nice to take a breather every now and then with a relaxing event like Lip Sync Night or Com Week in general.
Starting on May 4th, the UPIKE Theater Department will hold a production of the musical Next to Normal. Next to Normal takes the audience into the minds and hearts of each character, presenting their family story with love, sympathy, and heart. It is rated R for language, so do keep this in mind. You can purchase tickets at the Jenny Wiley Theater website, jwtheater.com.
On April 16th, the University of Pikeville fraternity Gamma Sigma Chi volunteered at the East Kentucky Dream Center to help set up their facility. We spoke with Gamma President Teddy Newsom about what they did to help out with the community.
We did a community service today at the East Kentucky Dream Center. It's a new place coming along. It is to provide hot meals 6 days a week. Our brother in fraternity, Chuck McLean, was telling us about it, and we thought it'd be a great event to, get involved with the community and help out others, that's in need, and provide them with food and other options and resources. I feel like everybody had a good time today. We got a lot of stuff accomplished with the 9 guys that were here. I'm glad to say that we had over half of our membership here today to help out in the event. We got a lot of stuff done for not only the building, but for the people who are working also. It takes off a lot of stress for them to be able to worry about other priorities on the building and to get everything running instead of them depending on themselves to do it. So it's always a good thing to help people.
Recently, Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin made controversial changes to the teacher pension system and instituted other school spending reforms. This issue has impacted many teachers and students in the area and resulted in demonstrations across the state. The governor's comments toward teachers throughout the reform process has also created further controversy. Because of the significance of the story, we're now bringing you a special report from UPIKE reporter Dominique Mims.
Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin has undergone a tremendous loss of Kentucky supporters within the past few months regarding the pension reform bill. This bill, which the Senate passed on March 29th and Bevin signed into law on April 10th, differed from Bevin's original proposal, but current educators are still dismayed at the outcome.
My worries is that it needs to be fixed, and nobody really wants to fix it. They just want to point fingers and blame each other. And as teachers, that's something we try to teach our students not to do. We want people to fix problems, and we've had this problem for 20 years, and we need it fixed. How are we going to sustain retirement for the retired teachers now? How are you going to have the funds to pay those teachers who want to retire in the next few years? There's a lot of worry there. How will people make it financially without the retirement funds?
Future educators not only fear for their financial well-being, but for the field of education as well.
For me, becoming a new teacher, that means I'm going to go into kind of a hybrid 401k style. And I don't think a lot of people understand what that means for us. It's us paying in, and we only get the amount that we pay in and what our county employer pays in. I think we're going to lose a lot of good people that are naturally born to teach. This could be detrimental for education in Kentucky.
Despite the uncertainty of their future, educators haven't forgotten the reason they come to the classroom.
It's an overwhelming concern when you have to worry about money. And when we have been steadfastly paying into retirement, you have that worry there. But it wouldn't change my goals of being here, working with kids, making a difference in the lives of young people. That's why I teach.
Being able to get involved with the students, that's what makes it rewarding, and that's why teachers do what they do.
Educators across Kentucky are begging for a call to action.
Let's take care of teachers. They have been steadfast. They've kept their promise. They've educated your children. They've provided a future for many children. They need you to provide a retirement for them.
Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear has promised to do just that in a tweet following the signing of the bill into law. Reporting live for Bear TV News, I'm Dominique Mims.
Thank you, Dominique, for covering this important issue. Now it's time for Rob Rundle with your sports news.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the last edition of the Sports Update. I'm Rob Rundle. Both the baseball and softball teams finished over 500. And for the third straight year, head coach Jim Pitt for the baseball team has won at least 25 games, which is quite a feat. The softball team finished 25-22 with Jordan Gentry leading the way with a .411 batting average. We now turn to Dalton Daly for more coverage on UPIKE's first ever perfect game.
Bruce Bell, a student at the University of Pikeville, threw his first perfect game at Johnny LeMaster Stadium on March 31st against Kentucky Christian University. It is uncommon for a perfect game, and I was lucky to be able to cover the event.
Honestly, the third inning I knew, and then I figured after the third inning, I just figured it was, I didn't really think about it anymore because usually it doesn't happen, but, and then by the end of the game, I heard people getting loud like the bottom of the seventh. And then I knew it did something. I didn't know I did a perfect game. And then everybody told me after the game it was wild. I knew the team we played, they weren't that good. But you can't take them easy. You got to take them just like any other team.
Throughout the week, we kind of kept things very simple going into the matchup. Bruce works really hard throughout the week, so we kind of kept to the normal game plan. Went out and decided we were going to attack hitters early, and Bruce did a really good job of that. Turned out we had a successful outing and ended up doing a perfect game, which was pretty sweet.
For Bear TV News, reporter live, Dalton Daly.
In bigger news, the archery team has won 3 outdoor national titles in their first inaugural season, which is quite an accomplishment. The wins provide the first individual national championships won by Pikeville in school history. They joined the men's basketball team in 2011 and 5 titles won by women's bowling as the 9 total national championships tallied by the school. Championships were claimed by Andrew Blackburn and Katie Carr in mixed basic bow. Carr, Blackburn, and Zach Johnson in men's basic bow team, and Blackburn again in the men's basic bow. Now we have an update on our cheerleading team.
I'm really excited to get the opportunity to cheer on a college level and to learn more and compete at UCA Nationals. Coming into my second year of cheerleading, I look forward to UCA Nationals and cheering on the Bears.
7, 8, 1. As we prepare for tryouts this year, I'm looking for young ladies that have not only ability, but that have a strong work ethic, that will be willing to give 110%, not only to cheerleading, but also in the classroom, because we have to concentrate on our academics. We want to keep them as high as possible, and we want young ladies that will be willing to spend the extra time to do their studies, but also to work out in the gym.
Our appearance at ball games is super important to the squad and to the cheerleading program because we are part of the face of the university, and what we do on the sideline and how we act and how we interact with everybody and how we get the crowd going, how we cheer for the men's basketball team, the women's basketball team, and the football team really reflects our program and how our coach coaches us.
This is Mason Blair, and this is Bear TV News. Well, that'll wrap up the sports update. Tune in next semester for more on your UPIKE sports. As always, go Bears.
All right, that wraps it up for the final episode of Bear TV News this month. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. I'm Chase Huffman.
And I'm Travis Stamper. We'll see you next fall.